Hello, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fortune's Wheel Tarot. This is going to be a reading for June of 2023, or whenever this message finds you, but I wanted to take a moment to thank you for your patience with this break between readings. I have been on a bit of a hiatus. I have a desire to offer valid readings that are in touch with whomever may need to hear them. And they take a fair amount of energy. And in the process of changing jobs, etc., over the past few weeks, I've not been in a place spiritually or emotionally where I've been able to do that. So thank you so much for returning and supporting my channel. Now, let's see what we have for my lovely Aries friends. As I said, this will be for June 2023, or whenever this message finds you. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Spirit and angel guides, keepers of the divine white light, keepers of the Akashic records, ascended masters. What are the messages for Aries at this time, please? Messages for Aries at this time, please. Thank you. And of course, this is the Akashic Tarot that I'm using. Your first card out, Aries, is the Five of Forces, Summer, Winter. Your second card is the One of Keys, the Architect. The third card is the Eight of Keys, the Master Artisan. I am loving this reading. I have an Aries sun, as some of you may know. And on the bottom of the deck, the Queen of Forces. I actually saw this when I was shuffling. And this, of course, is an Aries card, in my opinion. It's likened to the Queen of Wands. And she has the power of the sun and the moon there, creativity, receptivity, and her feet in the water. And so at this time, Aries, this is saying to me that all these cards together, obviously already, we are in a time of creativity, of abundance, I feel, of creative ideas, carving out our own destiny, the life that we want to lead, and using our creative energy and our gifts, whatever that may be, for you. Excuse me. So I'm going to clarify these Akashic Tarot cards with a few cards from the Everyday Witch Tarot. Thank you, Spirit and Angel Guides, for these beautiful messages for Aries for June, or whenever this message finds them. What are the clarifying messages from the Everyday Witch Tarot, please? Getting my shuffling back again. It's been a minute. Thank you for the beautiful clarifying messages for Aries at this time, please. Thank you. Clarifying the Five of Forces, Summer, Winter, the Four of Pentacles. Clarifying the One of Keys, the Architect, the Ten of Wands. And clarifying the Eight of Keys, the Master Artisan, the Six of Swords. On the bottom of this deck, the Chariot. So if that were clarifying the Queen of Forces on the bottom of the deck, you're figuring out how to use your powers of creativity and receptivity, and you're moving forward with that right now, Aries. moving forward with the Chariot. Beautiful cards. I'm going to go ahead and pull a Shaman's Dream Oracle card for you right now as well. Thank you again, Spirit and Angel Guides, for these beautiful messages for Aries. What is the message from the Shaman's Dream Oracle for Aries, please? Shaman's Dream Oracle message for Aries. These are always the most powerful messages, Aries, and I just decided to pull it at the beginning of the reading now because I just feel like it will have major significance. The number 3, benefactor, grace and generosity. I was thinking as I was preparing for this reading about generational wealth and a conversation that I was having with a friend recently about the ability to leave generational wealth. And so that is very interesting to me that card decided to come out for you. And on the bottom of this deck, number 2, beloved, radical acceptance. And this card is all about basically having the radical acceptance of wherever you are right now to help you move forward to wherever it is that you want to be, Aries. So let's talk about these cards for a bit. The first that you got out were the 5 of Forces, Summer, Winter. And it's clarified by the 4 of Pentacles. This to me says that you are working on a solid foundation. Sometimes the 4 of Pentacles can be seen as a miserly card, but I don't see it that way. In clarifying this Summer-Winter in the Akashic Tarot, the Akashic Tarot it's very small, but perhaps you can see, this is the summertime and there are crops growing, obviously, in the field. The farmer has been hard at work, and the sun always just stands out to me in this card. And this signifies to me that, the work has been done, and of course you're still doing the work. It's not like we're ever really done. It's just a constant thing that life goes on, and, to be healthy, we have to do the things to be healthy. To be organized, you have to do the things to be organized. To be, wealthy, you have to do things for that as well. Even if you have wealth thrust upon you, so to speak, if you win the lottery or something like that, if you're born with, wealth in your family, you have to know a way to be able to maintain that if you want to maintain it, because certainly you can lose it. You can be irresponsible, you can blow it all away. And so it's important to know the importance of money, because we all need to have it in this life to live and exist. But it's also important to know the insignificance of it. Of course, love and trust and respect and family are much more important than anything monetarily that has any monetary value. So this card is saying it's best right now to spend your time in action. You're doing the right things. If there's something that you're working toward, keep working toward it. You're on the right track. You're doing the right things. You're doing the right activities. And whatever it is for you, if it is, building a business or farming itself. Maybe you have a small garden. Maybe you're building a business. Maybe you're building a YouTube platform. Whatever it is for you. Maybe it's a new romance. It could indicate a new romance. Keep working in the same way that you have been, and there will be victory. This is a happy card, the Five of Forces, summer, winter, because of the sun. It's a card of seeing the abundance that you will reap from the work that you put in. This is a smiling, self-loving energy. And so the Akashic Tarot is suggesting that that's what you project at this time. It's, a time for a smiling, self-loving energy. Project that out for the world to see. And whatever this means for you, as far as if it's a project of some kind, a relationship, whatever work that you're putting in, again, it will be beneficial. There is stability. As I said, this card can be seen sometimes, the Four of Pentacles, as, miserly, possessiveness, but it also stands for stability. So there's a yin and a yang with this summer-winter card, and there is a calm and receptive energy of yin, and the yang, of course, is where you apply speed and action. So you're in an active phase right now, Aries. You're definitely doing the work, and the rest of these cards indicate this as well. You have been doing the work for some time and continuing to do the work, and it's good work that you're doing. And I'm smiling because I said I've got an Aries sun as well, so this is a good reading for us. The One of Keys, the Architect. You can see these people here are, obviously the rulers of this kingdom. They are able to survey the land around them. They're building with great confidence. And this card indicates that you are able to carve out any type of life that you want right now, Aries. It's up to you. You are in a position of power. You only need to recognize your talents and strengths. And these cards just go together so beautifully for that, because you obviously don't have any problem taking charge, and you're being called to do so right now. You are the architect. You are the one who can use your authority and your confidence. And it's not in an egotistical way, Aries. It's something that comes from, as the Akashic Tarot indicates with this card, it's your eternal truth. And what that means to you, your talents and your power, whatever that is for each of you, to design the destiny you seek. So this is entirely up to you. And this being clarified by the Ten of Wands. In the Everyday Witch Tarot, this card is, what are you carrying that you shouldn't be? What is it that you can put down at this time? We all have things that we have to be responsible for. And, burdens potentially that we have to be responsible for, depending on who you are and how you look at things. We all have bills to pay. But this card is, about knowing when to put down those burdens. What are you carrying and for whom? What is yours and what can you put down? So if there's something that is in your way right now, and he's pointing toward the Ten of Wands as I'm holding these. Of course, this was clarifying it, but to me, this is signifying, Aries, that what is it that you need to put down? What burdens, what is it that is standing in your way from designing the destiny that you seek? Sometimes recognizing that is the hardest thing. Especially, I'm feeling the need to say, if, codependent relationships, life is a thing, and we all make concessions. We all become complacent sometimes. No judgment. And it can be difficult to look up and see that codependency sometimes. And Aries especially, speaking from experience, we want everyone around us to be happy. I know you've probably heard me say this before, even though I am, and number one in the zodiac, and some people consider us to be selfish, we are some of the most, if not the most giving of the zodiac signs, in my opinion. We will do anything for somebody that we love. We will endure just about anything for somebody that we love. And we will overlook a lot for a long time for somebody that we love. And then, there comes a point in time where you have to realize if it's worth it. If it's worth it, and if it's something that you want to continue. And if something or someone is standing in the way of the destiny that you seek, then you are the only person who can put that down, Aries. You have to figure out what that is. And you probably already know. You probably already know what it is. So decide what it is that you need to put down in order for you to continue forward to design the destiny that you seek. And there's a part about that card. I just want to look at the Akashic Tarot key just for a moment, because there's an Akashic force for each one of these cards. And I just want to read this because I just felt drawn to. So my instinct is telling me to do it, so I'm going to. Close your eyes, take a relaxing breath, and move deeply into the authority and confidence that come from your eternal truth. You are in easy command. Feel your talents and power stir within you as you design the destiny you seek. I love that I have that one line stuck in my head from this card, because that's exactly what it means to me when I see that. And I think about the impossibility of the pyramids and the effort that it took, the manpower that it took for that to happen, the impossibility of it by today's standards, but it happened. Whatever barriers were needed to be bypassed, somehow they found a way to do that. And believe me, I'm sure the loss of life in that was probably very great, and a moment of silence for those who may have died in that. At any rate, the Eight of Keys, the Master Artisan, clarified by the Six of Swords. Whatever this is, you're leaving it behind. Whatever it is, you're putting it down and you're moving on to build and design the destiny you seek. That's what these two cards mean to me. You're doing it. It's not easy. It's work. But as these first two cards have shown, the Five of Forces, summer, winter, putting in the work, making the effort, as difficult as it is, the reward will be a solid foundation. So that's definitely what these say to me and that you're working towards. So the Eight of Keys, the Master Artisan, you can see they're working here diligently. The Master Artisan is pouring a handful of gems into one of his associates there, into one of his apprentices' hands. And this is about sharing your talents and your gifts with the world and what that means for you and how you want to do that. And reaping the rewards from that and being clarified by the Six of Swords. This is moving on. And I just heard from a bunch of BS. Whatever it is that's been holding you back, you are moving on. Moving on to greener pastures, moving on to calmer shores, whatever that may mean for you, to better, bigger and better. So good for you, Aries. Pardon me. Beautiful cards to get for you overall. So I'm going to take just a peek at the Akashic Records, Akashic Tarot key again, just for a moment, because I'm drawn to read this Akashic force for the Eight of Keys as well. This card is telling you not to be shy about sharing your talents right now, Aries. And I know that some of us have insecurities about that. As loud and as boisterous and as confident as I am, it's been difficult for me to find my voice. And it's still awkward to a degree, even though I've done a couple hundred videos now, I think. It's a process. And so, at any rate, let yourself shine right now. Put yourself out there and take action. Take the action. I'm so happy that I started this channel from the comments that I've had from people who have said, that they look forward to the readings, and it just means a lot to me because that's exactly why I started it. I love these Akashic Tarot cards, and the messages just made me feel good and hopeful and closer to something more divine, and I wanted to share that. And so I hope that this has been beneficial for you, Aries, and that you're able to put yourself out there and share your talents. And even if this card says, even if it's for your ability, if your gifts are in the ability to give someone loving and compassionate care, you will be sharing those gifts with others, and that is one of the most important things, just being there for someone. So the Akashic force for this card says to close your eyes and feel yourself filled with all the gifts you have to share with the world. Sense those energies pour through your heart and mind and out to the people around you. Feel the ease of this sharing. You cannot be drained, for all that you give flows back to you unceasingly. To create return, do this sharing frequently. All that you give flows back to you unceasingly. For some of you, you're moving on from something in order to be able to do that. There's some kind of burden that you are putting down in order to be able to share your gifts and to know the prosperity that you are intended to know. If that's prosperity of freedom, freedom of thought, freedom of mind, freedom of heart, freedom in wealth, health, prosperity, whatever that could mean for you. You're definitely stepping into your gifts, sharing those gifts, and moving on from something that was not serving you, Aries. So good for you. Keep working toward it. Keep building that foundation and sharing your gifts with the world and doing it with love. And I am just amazed, as I said, that this card has come out. Before I was reading, I was thinking about generational wealth. And if I'm not mistaken, that's what this card indicates. Excuse me. So let me get myself together here for just a moment. I'm going to stand this one up and zoom in on so you can see these little mice here. Grace and generosity. You can see them snuggled up there, just loved up and sleeping, and they looked so happy. So this is such a funny card. But that's exactly what this means, is about leaving generational wealth, if I'm not mistaken. Benefactor, grace and generosity, gifts, support, mentoring. When the benefactor weaves her energy into your life, you're put on notice that all manner of positive reinforcement is coming your way. The universe wants to let you know that just as you have been generous with others, serving with your gifts, even in the smallest capacity, so will you be rewarded in myriad ways. This reading has all been about doing exactly that, Aries, sharing your gifts. The most beautiful gift the benefactor gives is the recognition that you are stewarding and sharing abundance on behalf of a higher source, one that is always working through you. The motives for her generosity to you, as well as yours to others, are intangible, although you will see the results reflected in the material world. The benefactor reminds you that it's in the purity of your desire to share without the need for reciprocity that paradoxically your initial generosity is reciprocated tenfold. I'm going to read that again because I stumbled. The benefactor reminds you that it's in the purity of your desire to share without the need for reciprocity that, paradoxically, your initial generosity is reciprocated tenfold, seemingly without any connection to the original act. Dream sharing and carrying into being, and you will be amazed to see this vibrant seed take root and spread. Do it just because, and the benefactor will give you her blessing. Dream sharing and carrying into being, and you will be amazed to see this vibrant seed take root and spread. Do it just because, Aries, and the benefactor will give you her blessing. So, of course, the motives for generosity, sharing abundance on behalf of a higher source, not looking for results that are tangible, but seeing results that are tangible because of it. Creating, giving, and doing because it brings you joy, Aries, because it's something that brings your heart joy. I'm going to pull a final card for you right now from the Divine Abundance deck. This is an oracle deck, and I truly hope that you have enjoyed this message, Aries. Again, thank you for returning. I'm very happy to be back with you. And these are beautiful messages of you creating, moving on, and having the ability to help someone else. Being a benefactor to help someone else. So I hope that this has resonated with you. And thank you again for taking the time to come back and support my channel. The final message for you: love. Divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation. Only love itself. Only love itself. That's a beautiful message, Aries. I truly hope that these messages have resonated with you. Thank you again. If you like this reading, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Love and light.